Hello everyone, welcome back to my hobby YouTube channel in brief book reviews. My name is Ian and today I'm going to be covering the story of Pirates, Punks and Politics by Nick Davidson. Pirates, Punks and Politics by Nick Davidson is a very well researched narrative, fascinating book which I think that many football supporters should read, and even just sports people, the people who really admire sports people and people who are just good book lovers. This book is a fantastic book, very underrated in my opinion. I'd just like to give a very special thanks to Heinrich Struh, who sent this over from Germany to me. Thank you very much, Heinrich. I know you sent it over there last year. I've only got a chance to read it there last week, but I did demolish it when I picked it up. This book is a fantastic book, like I said. From the start to finish, I had me glued in. Like I said, there's so much knowledge in there, so much in-depth knowledge. Very well structured, very well reviewed, researched and reviewed and researched again and put together. It made for a fantastic book. So the story picks up of Nick Davidson. Nick Davidson is an English man who was a supporter of Watford FC, a club that's based in the second division of the English tier football club. Nick had said that he became disenfranchised and disillusioned with how the English game was was becoming of age, very boring, very sedative. The atmosphere, there was no atmosphere in the games, and that after going on a couple of online search engines, found this football club that people were talking about called St. Pauli. He went over to St. Pauli to watch the team, and basically fell in love with the team, developed many friendships, and spoke and learned about the football club, its culture, its fan base, the history. He put it all on a book, and I have to say he done an absolutely monster job out of it, because it was absolutely fantastic. It really was. I really enjoyed this book. From start to finish, I had me glued in, and I would highly recommend this to anyone. This book was released in 2014 under Sports Books Publishers, and it's roughly about 252 pages long, I think. At the end, Nick gives thanks to all the people who were involved in the book, and I can see now that it was, this book wasn't just it's not just a book that was based upon someone's falling in love with a team and his experiences. We've all felt that, we've all fallen in love with certain clubs, certain teams and stuff, and that he just gives a very informative story from his own experience traveling over, get to know the club's whole personality, the people, and then it starts off basically giving reference to the area, St. Pauli area, I think in the 1800s and stuff, maybe even earlier. Goes through to Nazi Germany, the 1920s, 40s. They really well researched, and that I learned a lot from this book, and that I kind of put the book. I always know a good book when you're reading a good book is when you put it down, because you want to go online, you want to do a bit of research before you carry on reading it. And this book, I done that quite often with the book, and that. Yeah, so he picks it up. He gives a really good insight into the club's path, from the 70s, 80s, 90s to the centenary season in 2010. The club having been formed in 1910, and even just all through, he just goes back and forth. There's a lot of humor in there. There's a lot of thing. How I know of a good author is, when you're reading a book and you think of something as he says it, and then he kind of knows what you're thinking, and he says it, and it's a great trait to have as an author, and that to know what you're trying to put an image into your readers' minds and then come back with it. So it's just a fantastic book, and that really is a very underrated book. And yeah, so that's my review for the day. Keep it short and that. I could talk about this book all day. I really could, because it's just there's so much in it. You've got to get this book. You really have. If you're someone who enjoys a good autobiography of, say, rugby, basketball, or football, or whatever, get this book. Get this book and read this book. And this is, you know, it goes into so many different various incidents within the football club at times, with the authorities, the police, just the whole culture of the football club. It's just magnificent. I've experienced going over to St. Pauli before myself in 2011. Albeit they got smashed 8-1 against the famous Bayern Munich, but I can tell you that the when he wrote about the his experience going over there and the people and how he felt, so the warm welcome, I felt that as well, so I could relate to that. And so many people also go over there, and it's definitely a place that I'd love to visit one day again. So yeah, so that's my review for today. Just try and keep it simple as I can on that. So Pirates, Bunks and Politics by Nick Davidson. If you're looking for a book, I recommend this book. Thank you very much. I hope you're all staying safe during these times, and take it easy. All the best.